You people are not looking at.
Welcome back. It's Newspaper Review. I am Moses Humphrey.
And I am Chukuma Okoro. Thanks
And
for
of course,
joining us again.
yes, and of course we have Mr. Akin Fatuke with us. He's been spitting fire, going through the headlines. Well, I'd like for you to spit some more fire.
Yes.
As we go through the headlines.
Thank you. Good morning, Nigerians and the friends of Nigeria, wherever you may be at this time.
Oh, yes. Now, we'll be starting off with this headline here. It says, from the Punch newspaper, the headline reads, 2027 Coalition. Atiku camp offers Obi VP role in one-term deal. Opposition leader may dump SDP for ADC as new coalition platform. Now, let's read a little into that headline. Oh, okay. Oh, well. Well, that's the headline here. It can be found on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. So let's just go a little into it. It says, there are indications that former Vice President Atiku Abubakar may have offered the 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi, a vice presidential role in a joint single-term ticket. Now, reliable multiple sources involved in the coalition efforts who requested anonymity due to lack of authorization to speak on the matter told the paper that the proposal was initially discussed during a meeting between Atiku and Obi early this year in the United Kingdom. Insiders disclose that Atiku has committed to serving a single 4-year term, and Obi has agreed to be the former VP's running mate. However, the ex-Anambra State Governor was said to be working to secure the backing of his core loyalists. Let's stop there. He was also at the Vatican, by the way, where he met with President Tinubu in the company of former Ekiti State Governor Kayode Fayemi, and they shook hands with the president. And some are insinuating, are there talks to move to the APC as well? Can that happen? What will happen? Is it SDP, LP, ADC, PDP? Which one will be the house that will come against Tinubu's APC in 2027? It's a big question.
It's a big question, very big question. We're talking about talks. I don't know if there were talks, if there were political talks. But Bayo Ononuga did put out a statement. He said, look, the president met with Obi and Fayemi in the Vatican. And when Fayemi cited the president, he told Obi, let's go see the president and Dobale and greet him. And when they went there, they greeted. And one thing led to the other. And Bayo said that the president is ever quick-witted. And he told Peter Obi and Fayemi that I am the leader of the Nigerian delegation. And some people are asking, President, are you... I mean...
Now, I think the conversation was, they welcomed him, they thanked him for coming
to their church.
Yes, to their church. Because
and he now said,
they are Catholics.
They are Catholics. And he now told them that he's the leader of the Nigerian delegation. And some people are asking, did the president have to say that? Being the Nigerian president and there, naturally, he should be the one to lead the delegation.
Well, I guess he just had to give...
you just have to say that.
Give a response.
Anyway, that said, at that level, I think it's what's going on about the talks. I think it's first of all for Atiku to offer Peter Obi the vice presidential slot, in the coalition that is upcoming. I think it's a collective insult to the Igbo nation. I'm not sure the Igbo nation is going to take that again, and it speaks, to the arrogance of the North. There is a gentleman agreement between the North and South that you do 8 years here, you do 8 years there. Now, it is the turn of the South. The South has done only 4 years. And what is Atiku up to? He wants to take power back to the North after 4 years. So that is the problem the opposition clearly has. A lot of people, even if they don't like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, will say, look, no, we are against this arrogance of the North. Even if Tinubu has to continue for another 4 years, let power remain in the South here.
What if the plan
and
is
so,
One of the plans, so sorry to
Okay.
interrupt your train of thought there. One of the plan is to distort the initial agreement, distort Tinubu's 8 years,
Okay.
and then maybe if Atiku and Obi come in, Atiku can do one term, then Obi can continue the second term for the
Okay, if
South.
they want to distort it, why not Obi become the president? Must he be vice
No,
president?
it's still
Must he be vice
It's like-
president? So
for me, the battle of long knives.
No, you're sounding calm now. You were really,
Yeah, because I want to pull
the
something.
engine just started.
I want
The engine just
because
started.
I want to pull something out, and I don't think it's going to sit well with Nigerians, even within my constituency. I am beginning to have a sneak feeling. And wait for it. I think it may be a bombshell.
Okay.
Atiku Abubakar is silently supporting Bola Tinubu's bid.
Okay.
I have a sneak feeling
That's interesting.
that may be happening because of trust, mistrust, and the fact that where some groups allegedly, and it may also be a strategy just to muddy the water, confuse people, where a group that have been sent, or maybe they were not sent, throw this into the waters to cause more confusion and gain more support for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in my opinion. Because where we were in 2023 is where this group are leading us to now. And I remember the obedience clearly were saying, all right, you want to go in, let Peter Gregory Obi be your vice president, let him stay. After 4 years, he will take over. 2027 will now then come. You now begin another story, exactly what you are saying now, that your ambition is not yet full, and then you...
Sorry, Mr. Key, they say Obidient wanted Obi to be Atiku's vice president.
No.
Running mate.
No.
Okay.
Atiku wanted Obi to be his running mate.
Okay.
And the obedient say, hey, wait a minute.
Okay.
Don't swallow this. Because you don't trust politicians. They will be there and then be your time. They will now then change and come to exactly what no, I have to run my thing and stuff like that. Even could be so dirty. God forbid.
Okay.
It could be so dirty that lives might be lost. I am just telling you this now. So,
Okay.
Peter Obi, now having been put, like Yoruba say, football. You kick him here, you kick him there. In 2023, listen, he went to the north and said, look, I cannot be your vice president. I have already served as your vice president. It should be my turn. What you expect from gentlemen of purpose and morality. He said, whether you like it or not, no matter how good I am, I'm going to step down for you. You didn't do that. He now went up north, met Kwakwaso. Kwakwaso said, you have to be my vice. You have to be my vice. And it's the reason why I'm using the word about tossing. Two options that I've always mentioned. The first option, Atiku becomes a statesman, still becomes a statesman and step down for this guy that have been following you all this while, PDP. The East have paid their dues.
Okay.
Or, like they've just posited, because the North fully understands this politics more than any other tribe. They now throw this little corn. And the Southeast will now then, okay, swallow your pride and all that.
I don't think the Southeast will want him to.
No.
Exactly the point. And when you say that,
I am running a
So
scenario.
let's bring
Let me
Jato.
land
Sorry,
on my
before we bring
scenario.
Jato
So
in.
if like they were saying, like the North was saying at that time, if Peter Obi can swallow his pride, he didn't swallow it in 2023. They are asking him to swallow it now, and he decides to swallow it
Exactly
the
my point.
objective
Mr.
of this
Ati, you
is
need
just
to
to
learn.
snatch power
Okay.
from Bola Tinubu.
Exactly the point. When you say that, a lot of people will take exception to the comment that you made that they are tossing Obi like football here and there.
Okay,
A lot of people will take exception to that.
Okay, they're not.
They will also believe that
Okay.
Obi is a man that has choices.
Okay, all right.
He has choices.
Okay,
Clearly,
they're not,
so
okay,
nobody is
okay. I
tossing
take it,
him.
but they are not tossing him.
They are not. He has choices.
Time will tell. They are not tossing
Okay.
him.
All right, we have Blessed Jato, who joins us from Benin. Good morning once again. Thanks for joining Newspaper Review. Let's have your thoughts on this headline.
All right. I will just say a statement has been made. It would have been good if we are patient enough to allow the Peter Obi or his spokesperson to respond by way of either debunking or accepting or stating their position on the matter. Not forgetting, like you have rightly mentioned just now, he has a choice to make in the matter. Or however, talking about statesmanship, I really think Nigerian politicians, they should know when to stop. They should know when to draw the curtain. See, being a statesman is all about providing platforms and opportunity for people to learn from your wealth of experience and tap from your resources. This, it must be mean syndrome. It's not patriotism, and it is not statesmanship at all. Atiku Abubakar has been there. And like has been rightly mentioned, by the calculation, the South is doing their, in quotes, 8 years running. This is the first 4 years in the 8 years to run concurrently if things were to go as planned. I would expect that at this point, certain persons who have been in the system, they should begin to provide platform, begin to provide mentorship for other persons to take over. Again, talking about Peter Obi, let also state this. The vote and the support that Peter Obi got in the last election, it was for him, Obi, running as president, loved by Nigerians, particularly a section of the youth, because it's still not all Nigerians that supported him. Now, that support, he will not get. If anybody think because Obi got 6 million plus votes before, okay, we can rally around that and add it does not work like that. Don't also forget, even the clouds that he got in the last election is gradually dwindling. Political apathy is rising. People are beginning to think, even if we come out and kill ourselves for the Obi, he will still not emerge. So in 2027, the narrative will be very, very different. Even the Obi will not get as much support as he got in the last election. So if anybody is using that as a political calculation to think that, oh, he got it before, now let's rally around it, make him a vice, we'll add our own, it will not work. So my call generally, not just to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar alone, but to every other Nigerian politician, please know when to stop. Patriotism and sportsmanship says it must not be you. Somebody else can tap from your resources, from your wealth of experience to better the country, and must not necessarily be you sitting at the steering and charting the course. You can chart the course from the background by volunteering your wealth of experience, ideas, ideology, program. It must not be you. And it is time we start telling ourselves, particularly Nigerian politicians, that truth. Patriotism goes beyond just you sitting at the seat. Developing Nigerian goes beyond just you sitting at the helms of affairs. There is so much more everybody can do without necessarily sitting at the front. And I think that is my take on this. They should just know when to stop.
All right then.
That's a very interesting one. But please, I want to pick something from what you've said. Politicians must know how to stop. And you know, I flew a kite. Immediately I flew the kite, I saw Moses' eyes open. But listeners, I know when I live here, I'm going to get a lot of stones being thrown at me. So since I'm going to be stoned, let me just put this also. You have to know when to stop, irrespective. See what is happening in River State and all that. Know how to stop. I also have a theory to believe that if there is anybody, call him a demagogue, call him a wizard, call him whatever it is that we have in politics today is the Jagaban, that can aid and assist a Peter Obi presidency in Nigeria. That person is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In my opinion, it's just a theory. But I know, of course, it will not happen. You know, I call it, no, it will not. And hold on. But like Bright said, know where to stop, know when to play, know when to draw the card. Should not be on, you feel bitterness and hate or age-long rivalries, which some other people have seen and they will always continue to fester upon. A word is enough for the wise. Thank you.
All right, let's move on to other headlines, still from the Punch newspaper. Tinubu Obi Fayemi share light moments at Pope's inauguration. CBN slashes FG loans by over 4 trillion naira. I'm sure this story got you excited.
It got excited, you know.
It got you excited.
Oh, it got it.
When you saw it earlier.
You see, there is a difference
yes,
between
and they say
progress
he's not working
and development. You will not say that is not an achievement. People will say that's not an achievement. Some efficiencies are coming into it, but maybe at what cost? Which I understand. We were talking about conditional cash transfer the other day, the other time, and I am saying yes. If we really restructure, because I see that the hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, if you really look at it critically, are elements of restructuring that we should all find a way to buy. All areas should find a way to buy in. When you want to restructure, one region will say, yes, we agree. The other region will say, we don't want to agree. I have never seen a place where it's been shown to you, carte blanche, that the poorest of your poor are not going to be paying taxes, and you say, no, throw it away. So it's a fight between the elites, you know, who are on the table and who are eating irrespective of tribe, tongue, and religion, and the rest that have been bound to the Philistines, and then they just throw like Stalin, you know, after pulling a lot of feathers from the chicken, and then just put some maize, and then you start choking it.
Okay.
We must accept that certain things are working.
Okay.
We must also accept that some things can be work in progress and they can work well, and not decide that we are going to throw away the baby with the bathwater.
All right, so let's just take a little dive into this story. Now, the Central Bank of Nigeria recorded a significant decline of 4.145 trillion naira in net loans and receivables in 2024, driven primarily by a reduction in its overdraft exposure to the federal government and changes across other loan categories. According to the Apex Bank's audited financial statement, net loans and receivables at the bank level dropped from 16.122 trillion naira in 2023 to 11.977 trillion naira in 2024. At the group level, the figure declined from 15.091 trillion naira to 10.959 trillion naira, reflecting a 4.132 trillion naira drop. And yes, so we hear that the most substantial adjustment came from the overdraft extended to the federal government under the Ways and Means provision.
That is that's one side of it. You know, accounting and finance would also tell you that yes, about 33 state governors are repaying their loans. It has never happened in this country. And they are repaying their loans because they have more funds coming to them from FEAC. Like I said, overall, you might say yes. You are taking from Paul.
No, I wanted to.
Let me land. You are taking from Paul to people. They have the capacity at that level, and if they can allow the local governments to also work, we are going to see a lot of these things trickling down.
Sorry, Mr. Ki, you are mixing up a whole lot of things, and it's not good to.
Before you respond, let me just take this last part. The federal government repaid a part of its obligations with reports indicating that 7.3 trillion naira has been paid back so far, and this repayment aligns with government's commitment to reducing reliance on central bank financing and enhancing fiscal responsibility.
That's another angle to it, because I don't see how, when they said slashes federal government loans by over 4 trillion naira, you know, is that an achievement?
Oh, no.
I mean, you go to a bank to take money, a bank says, I'm not giving you money. Is that an achievement? You're already exposed to the tune of 142 trillion naira to the to outsiders, local and external.
Yeah.
And the federal government, the CBN, who acts more like the obligor in all of these things, say, no, we are not going to extend it again to you. So, and you mentioned, sorry, Mr. Aki.
So that's not an achievement.
How is it an achievement? You are owing me, you come to take more. I said, no, I'm not.
In economics.
And you say you have achieved. What
in economics, you talk about, you know, the law of foregone conclusion. If they didn't do that, you will have been exposed.
So are you no longer exposed?
Wait now. You will have been exposed to that level.
No,
but
because the exposure you have, you can't even meet it, and you're asking for more.
You
and
are
says,
now
no.
not being...
I'm happy that you read the angle of the ways and means. What is ways and means? Printing more money.
I think.
So why do you back up the more money that you
I'm talking about
print?
financial management here.
Okay.
Sorry.
So what am I talking about? I'm talking about economics.
Okay, all right. Well, all I'm saying to you is, you will have been exposed larger, but you are not being exposed that larger. It's an achievement. It's called efficiency.
An achievement to who? Achievement to who? I'm owing you 20,000 naira. I come to borrow more, to borrow another 20. You say no. No, you are not going to give me.
The two of us will not win an argument. So I leave it to you.
I think the achievement here is that the central bank is saying no.
Okay, that's the achievement.
To FG.
Okay, that's the achievement.
Yes, because before now,
so you don't see that as an achievement.
The central bank will just, do
what I see as an achievement is the $3.5 billion that was paid back to IMF.
What Emefiele was doing,
that follows
what Emefiele was doing was an achievement in your own view.
No, but it was an achievement to the government. Yes, they were borrowing. What were they doing with the money?
I rest my case.
Blessed Joto.
I rest my case.
Jump in, please.
All right. All right, this is quite interesting. Well, achievement and non-achievement, it all depends on the side of the table we are looking at the writing from. Yes, like you have mentioned, the government came to borrow. For the first time, the central bank had the will to say, no, let us reduce this. That looked like somebody has achieved something, because it is not what we are used to, that a government-controlled institution will want to cut or say no to the government request. However, we will now also look at, from when this government came in, what did they meet on ground in terms of debt and loans? What have they collected? Now, if you have even paid Y, S, Y, and Z, compared to what you left, what you meant, and what you have collected, how do we merge and marry the ratio to be able to say, oh, you have, yes, they have paid part of this loan, commendable. I really do not think these are achievements. I just think they are commendable, because there is ground for improvements. We can do better. So I'll see it as a ground for, I'll just see it as commendable and not an achievement.
Really?
All right. His thoughts.
No, it's
His
okay.
Opinion.
Commendable. When my headmaster says commendable, I pass exams. But when your headmaster says it's not commendable, we are playing with words and we are playing politics in analysis. It's okay. It's all right. Your thoughts. Go ahead.
All right.
Okay.
Resurgent attacks. FG Borno revamp anti-terror strategy. Some other headlines here. FG's electricity debt balloons by 800 billion naira. This is coming from the Senate. Mr. King, I would like your reaction to this one. But let me just, get a good perspective to it. So, The Senate Committee on Power has raised concerns over the liquidity crisis bedeviling the power sector, lamenting that the tariff shortfalls in the industry have indicated that the government owes about 200 billion naira to electricity generating companies every month. The committee disclosed that since this year, 2025, the government has not paid the power producers, and that this has raised the debt to about 800 billion naira. And the chairman of the committee, Senator Eyinaya Baribe, disclosed this while fielding questions from journalists. So, government is owing electricity distributors 800 billion naira.
This is very uncommentable. Opposite of commendable.
Okay.
This is crass. Of course, we know the corruption in the system. However, it's going to be commendable if I get in there and I see the same corruption in the system and I say, look, against all intents, throw stones at me. I will try my possible best to stop it. Well, the gale may be too harsh for you and may drown you. I would rather, as an elder, drown than allow my children to drown. Let me go first and all that. For me, it's most unfortunate. An action was taken by this same government, and we all shouted to the rooftops, no, you can't go on solar and all that. It's not sustainable. Wait.
So they're putting themselves on solar, while the rest of Nigerians struggle to pay exorbitant amounts. Does that seem fair? It doesn't seem fair.
Listen. So, 100 naira is what is outstanding. They feel they cannot pay the 100 naira. They want to reduce it to 80 naira, such that you pay, look, let me look for alternative means. Does not mean that the whole gamut of the problem is resolved. Little by little, however, there is the element of it. Again, the element of it. And government started listening. The element of it is, we had UCH that had no light and all that kind of stuff. Immediately that is, they started putting all those people on solar.
I think so, what a lot of Nigerians, Nigerians are saying is that the 10 billion naira that they want to use to do that solar could have been used to fix the power sector significantly.
No.
And then provide power
10 million,
to everybody.
10
billion naira. That's the amount to fix the solar. I'm a finance person.
10 billion naira will not solve Nigeria's energy problem.
Listen. Entirely, but fix significant
Thank you very
changes.
much.
That's what I said.
No. Fix to
significant. Yes, that's what I said.
However, again, so it depends on what you consider to be what is your choice, what is your priority. Some people are saying, and you know
what is
very well,
government's priority? To serve themselves or to serve the people?
What is your priority as a leader?
Yes, as a leader.
Okay.
As a father, what's your priority? It depends on what you call your priority. What I call my priority, which you are not going to be able to see right here and now, is that is the hard way to go. Other governments do that.
The hard way to go to give yourself light and put Nigerians in darkness?
No. Okay, now you are the one that is putting that.
No, but that's what it is.
That's what you're saying.
No, I didn't say that.
Why can't you speak
No.
You keep running around circles. Just say something the way it is now.
No. If you are an economist, you will understand.
No, there's nothing like being an economist.
My dear friend, I am not the type of person you are going to reroad into a corner.
It's not you keep running around circles.
I am not talking in circles. I have told you in economics, there are opportunity costs and choices.
And the opportunity cost now is that the presidency wants to give power to Aso Rock, 10 billion naira. And Moses is saying, it wouldn't it be better to use that 10 billion naira to fix the power sector in Nigeria to a level?
So, my dear friend, why don't you face him? Why are you facing him?
No, because you are
waiting. Why don't you face him?
He said it clearly, but you are running corners. Why are you running corners around it?
Please, Mr. Man, my point to you is,
okay.
Moses has his point. I have my point.
I understand Moses' point. I don't understand your point.
Well, you don't have to understand my point.
I should. If I don't understand your point, we shouldn't be on this table.
Come on. Your political learning jaundiced way of looking at things cannot
exactly, because I disagree with you on jaundiced.
And so, all I am saying is that I am speaking as an economist. I am coming as an economist, and you call, there is something you call ceteris paribus. So you call economists ceteris paribus because your way is not in agreement with their own. You are the
all right.
politician that is going around in circles.
It's okay.
Oh, come on.
I'll point it out to you and again.
You can no.
When you do it, I'll bring your
Point
attention
it out
to
to me. You are pointing out to me, and I'm putting it back to you.
All right.
Think through what you have to put to me.
Blessed Jato, let's have your reaction to that headline.
All right. First of all, let me.
Do we still have Blessed Jato with us? Yes, go ahead. Please unmute your microphone because we can't hear you at the moment.
Okay, hear you.
Let me appeal to you
Okay.
that this is not something we should fight about,
Well.
because we are all overt victims, in quotes, of the whole Nigerian drama. Having said that, let's look at this critically. The federal government is spending 10 billion to put solar in the Aso Villa, and Nigerians is in darkness. Does Nigerians have rights to complain? The answer is yes. So let's look at it critically. While you were reading the details of that news broadcast, you had mentioned that you had earlier mentioned that the government is paying, or rather the government have not paid those who are generating, producing the electricity. See, our government has proven to be very bad managers of certain sectors. And at this point in our country history, there are certain sectors government have no business managing anymore. Provide the regulations, provide the laws, and allow private individual, not government masquerading as private, allow private individuals genuinely run this system while government provide the framework, the policies, the laws, the machinery, and the enabling environment. Because I do not expect by now that if the money government is paying these people, they use it to subsidize the production of solar. I can bet you, if the average Nigerian can afford to have solar, you know, solar is a luxury in Nigeria. It's for the privileged. If the average Nigerian can afford to buy, because it is produced in Nigeria and the price for production is subsidized and people can afford it, nobody will complain whether there is electricity, whether you are improving or not improving, whether it's crashing or not crashing. Nobody will complain, because Nigerians will have alternative. And that 10 billion naira, if the government cannot use it to fix our electricity problem, at least it can build and subsidize the production of solar panels and all the other components needs for the average home to be able to afford solar, so that all of us can enjoy the goodies of Nigeria. Then back to the whole power thing. It is time the federal government completely hands up, because over the years they have proven to be very bad managers. And what we have continued to, even when they say they privatize an aspect of those who are distributing, check it, you will find that it is still politicians that masquerade as investors that are in charge of these BDCs and distribution company, whatever they call them. So at the end of the day, it is only fair that what is good for the goose is good for the gander. What the presidency can enjoy, the Nigerians that vote them, don't give us as much as you enjoy, but also give us opportunity to enjoy a little in line with our means and resources. I think that is what Nigerians are calling for.
Yeah.
If it's expensive to manage the production of electricity, provide the laws that safeguard Nigeria and enable the private companies, private institutions to take over and to save us all this headache.
Bright, thank you very much. First of all, my friend.
Name, not Bright.
Blessed.
Oh, blessing. Okay.
Blessed.
I'm sorry. Blessed. Okay, sorry. I didn't get your name. We are not fighting. Yes, we get into this kind of thing. In any case, Chukuma, whether he likes it or not, is going to buy me dinner after his last program today. If he doesn't buy it today, he'll buy it tomorrow. But you see, the other aspects to what you have said, and I was talking about priorities. as a father, as a leader, what's going to be your priorities? You need to go to Nasarawa State. A lot of money has been given to the Nasarawa State governor, amongst others, and many of the things that they are trying to do is lithium developing. That is going to be not today, not tomorrow, but we are now saying, okay, look, for now, how do you bring some kind of efficiency? Like you rightly said, I would have thought, rather than put that in Aso Rock, well, I think it should be in Aso Rock because of strategic reasons, for security reasons. You should be thinking of what goes into the health sector. And 2 days after that, we saw that Mr. President did that. You see, all I'm saying is that I know little bits here and there are being done. But for us to now, they just capture it, and my friend is now saying I'm dribbling like Ronaldo on the phone. That is what economics is like. We will always be.
All right, Mr. We are running out of time. We have more grants to cover.
But on set now, am I taking my dinner this evening or tomorrow?
Maybe next tomorrow. Now that's it. See, the thing about power is, and about, you also said something now which is quite instructive, you know, like you speak sometimes it looks like you speak the mind of people in government. You see, you say it is important to give us a raw power for security. Let me relay one thing.
For security reasons.
For security reasons, yes. 9/11, after 9/11 in the United States, Bush too was somewhere. He wasn't in DC. You know, so when they secured him, you know, he tried to move, you know, back to Camp David and back to DC. And they said, no, hold on. So his chief press secretary, you know, called journalists somewhere in the South Lawn of the
Green Lawn. White House.
Of the White House, you know, and he was addressing them. He said, look, I want to tell you people that the president is safe wherever he is. One guy shouted, stop that. The president should be the one telling me that I am safe where I am. That is what government is all about. You want to secure Aso Rock so that the rest of Nigerians will be open and safe. That is the mind of people in government, very protectionist. Now that's it. It's also good to understand that, look, this is a government. You see, when we tinker with all of these things, internet doesn't forget. This is the person at the head of this government, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was the person that said, look, any government that cannot provide power 24/7 to Nigerians in 6 months has failed. So this is 2 years down the line. What are we talking about? Okay,
yes, it has failed. But the people.
What did the STEM APC, Raji Fashola, what did he say? Yes. He said a government that cannot provide power in 1 year, what happened? They have failed. And we've done 2 years.
At the risk of
and we are worse than we were before.
At the risk
people are paying higher.
At the risk of saying that I'm speaking for government,
you know,
the government that have been with us since 1999 have been failing. So don't forget to say that.
So Nigerians understand all of these things. So if somebody said
democracy, as far as electricity has failed us, so don't cherry pick it.
And you cannot give us power in 6 months. We have failed. The person that said it has been in office for 2 years.
Yes.
And we are worse than we were before. Nigerians, make the judgment.
And 2027, you have a right. We are going to bring back somebody that we know is going to give us power in 2027.
I know Peter Obi is your problem.
It's my friend.
Let's get into the Guardian newspaper and take a few more headlines. There's this window headline here. I'm just going to take a few before I get to it. So, Tinubu Obi Fayemi meets at Pope Leo's inauguration. 50 billion naira to varsity staff. Students on edge as Nasu Sanu rejects sharing formula. And then, this is of interest. Budget slams 2025 budget for exceeding 338 trillion naira GDP projection by 3 trillion. I take that one again for emphasis. Budget slams 2025 budget for exceeding 338 trillion naira GDP projection by 3 trillion naira. The rider, which is inside the paper when you flip the pages, reads, how we deployed tech to block diversion of 1.6 billion naira by ICPC. Gentlemen.
Should I start? I'll just be very brief.
No, you start first.
No, let him go.
That's commendable, though not enough. Commendable.
So for ICPC.
ICPC. Blocked what? 1 point.
They said they use IT to block.
If
they didn't use that one, the thing would have been
1.6 billion naira.
Naira or dollar?
Naira.
What is 1.6 billion naira?
Okay, wait now.
This is money that these people put
Wait
at the back
now.
pocket, fly into London, do club, and come back.
Okay,
the
so you are
following
saying
month.
it's not commendable. It's not commendable.
ICPC.
No.
1.6 billion. You know what?
You are not answering my question.
In total,
You are now going round in
the
circle.
budget was exceeded.
No, I'm not
You
going
are not-
around. I'm saying there is
I
nothing
said,
to cheer about
is
this.
it commendable or not? So just
It
say
is not commendable. People are taking. We have
Mr.
people. Sorry,
Please,
Mr. Fatuke.
let him come in.
Let's
It's not
not,
commendable.
no, let's not make this session rowdy. You see, people are in government. We have people in government. People who served as governor. Some people 8 billion. Some people 12 billion. Some people 100 and something billion naira walking the streets of Nigeria.
Yeah.
80 billion.
80 billion
80
plus
billion.
another one that brought it up to 111 billion naira.
Yes.
And the EFCC helmsman said, if I don't prosecute this man, I will resign.
Yes.
Where is that man now? Has he been prosecuted? We have people in the Senate who served as governors that are undergoing investigation for certain amount of money while they were governor. We have somebody who left the PDP to another party.
You are talking about the
person.
higher corruption.
Sorry, Mr. Akilemila.
He read something now. That's why I went to school. He read something.
The inflation is 1.3.
He read something.
I'm sorry, Mr. Aki, please don't make this session
commented. I'm not
the man is
because
he's been investigated for 1.3.
You are acting like Webel now.
And
you are acting like
he
Webel.
has moved parties.
You have moved it from what we are discussing to something else.
No, he's analyzing.
ICPC has been able to use IT to block. And I said that's commendable.
The ICPC
So what's the
also
problem?
told us this morning that if you see Nigerians, civil servants who are living above their means, that you should report them. And I say, let us even start from their own office.
I agree. I agree. But they have done something. You said that's not commendable. It's okay.
You see people, you see civil servants who earn less than 300,000 naira a month,
Okoro,
driving 25 million naira worth.
It's not commendable.
Living in 2.5 million naira per annum apartment.
You say it's not commendable. I think that news item is commendable. You say it's not commendable. So let's continue. Let somebody else come in. So we don't
I thought
get
you
it
had
rowdy.
more to say because you were interrupting. You didn't want him to speak.
Because you started on
No, he was given a
ICPC.
broad view of his own.
No, Mr. I can make your own comment. Leave my own. If you disagree with me, you can disagree.
You know, I started.
Okay.
I said I heard what he read, and I said it's commendable, and I shared it to you.
And
I said it is not.
So it's okay.
It's not okay because you didn't let me talk.
No, it's okay by you.
Blessed
But
Jata.
I disagree with you that
Mr. Jata.
little drops of water makes a mighty ocean. So all this thing that you are saying about corruption, we all know we have corruption.
Let's go to Benin now. Mr. Jata?
Well, I would just simply say, to whom much is given, much is expected. If Mr. Okoro feels it is not commendable, it is because of this massive. To whom much is given, much is expected. If we also say it is commendable, we may also not be wrong. Depends on which part of the table we choose to sit from while looking at the issue. But however, let us not forget that this government have made a whole lot of promises when it comes to fighting corruption, when it comes to putting things right economically for Nigeria. So if at this time, all you have been able to block is 1.6
billion.
1.8 billion.
1.6 billion.
It will make some of us to begin to watch what you are actually doing.
What about the houses recovered?
You are having in the whole Nigerian economy. For example, if, like Mr. Okoro mentioned, if you look at the amount of money stolen from this country on daily basis, including today, and then somebody comes out to brag. See, what you brag with is a sign of how you evaluate your relevance and your impact. It's just like who you choose to fight with is a demonstration of your strength or weakness. So if they are saying this is what we've been able to block, and they expect us to clap for them. And we live in Nigeria, we know what happened every day. It means that they are telling us directly they are outliving their relevance
Oh well.
and need in Nigeria.
Oh well. I think it's commendable because, like they say, little drops of water make an ocean. So we'll probably see,
my goodness.
you know, this might spur confidence in people.
Like it says,
And
depending on what
believe-
side of the
Almost
table you are
little drops
sitting.
of water.
and
you know.
believe that they will
If
do
that-
more.
if that aphorism
He's sitting
was correct,
on a
we
different
have cushion
table from
everywhere.
him and them.
So
It's
water
okay.
drops every
It's
day.
okay.
Water drops every
This
day.
this
Okoro, I totally align with you. If that assertion is correct, there will be ocean flowing everywhere.
Everywhere.
No,
Everywhere.
it has to be constant.
Now, the former one has dried up. And that's what we are seeing in Nigeria.
including
Exactly.
the oceans flowing at the states.
All right,
and
so
the
let's
local
take some more
governments.
headlines. I think we have a few more minutes left. 2027, Tinubu's growing hopes spark debate on efficacy of defections. Egypt 2025, Nigeria beat Egypt to bronze on penalties. Kudos. UBA seeks to join suit challenging sale of IBEDC. Mambila Royal Council honors Adesoya at daughter's wedding. Many trapped, 3 rescued as building collapses in Lagos. Reps Association demand independent audit of JAM. Lagos to enforce total ban on single-use plastics from July 1. Well, let's just have, you can pick the paper you want to react to. Let's have you go first. Just
So
pick
I go first, since I look at half filled rather than others that look at it from half bottle, depending on
happens.
where you. Congratulations to the Golden Goose. They came up with bronze. Yes, really, they should have gone for the gold. I think that's commendable, and we should commend them in spite of something related to that. Is Ophelia shattering a world record. She should have shattered it the year before the last and all that.
But let's
She's the only
comment.
one.
Let's comment.
I think it's very, very, very highly commendable. There are many things that we can still commend in Nigeria. We are making little baby steps, steps that were not being made before. That's from the table that I sit, And we must continue to put the feet of our leaders at all levels
All right.
and have a broad mind
Okay.
and resolve the leadership question.
All right. Thank you very much. Blessed Ajato, please. Let's have your reaction and maybe conclusion as well.
I wanted to talk about something else.
Okay. Go ahead.
The proposed ban on the single plastic use.
Okay.
I really think that one is commendable. And I am also thinking other states in Nigeria, as a matter of urgency, should follow suit, because the damage that this plastic are doing to our environment, it is the coming generation that will suffer it and we pay for it if nothing is done. Now, the way Nigerian household and living condition is structured, you will find out that more than 40-50% of refuse generated from each home are plastics and plastic-related materials. And these things goes into the soil, especially in places where you have poor waste management plan.
All right. We're absolutely out of time. Thank you very much.
I agree with you. The
yes.
APC government in Lagos State is doing well. It's
Duduba,
commended.
you have
Thank
your
you.
parting shot. Let's have
Yes,
your
my
parting
parting shot is that,
Very
look,
Very quickly, please.
Mr. Fatuke made reference to
Quickly, please.
taking baby steps. Baby steps. I know a baby that, her first steps, she started walking backwards. And she never made it to the age of
It's
3.
not,
I think that's what
engineering, it's
Nigeria
got
is.
deceleration.
I think that's what Nigeria has become. Oh, well, I'm Chukwuma Okoro. Now, join me at 6 o'clock on Political. The Public Relations Officer of the Edo State Police Command will be here to discuss the issue of cultism and the clash between the CSOs and the police by 6 o'clock this evening. Join me then.
All right, then. 6 p.m. it is. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. It's been a commendable show. I appreciate all of you for your commendable responses. All right, that's another show. I am Moses Humphrey. Have a lovely day. Bye for now.